All right, welcome everybody. Now we're live. Now we're live. Well, welcome to the NASA 2021 Town Hall. I forget when the last town hall we did was. When was that? A while ago now. Gotta be a bit. Um,
I
but
agree.
yeah, welcome everybody. We've got a pretty short agenda for today. A couple of announcements. We're gonna go over that survey that we sent everybody that hopefully you filled out. Um, and yeah, answer any questions that you might have preemptively. If you want to throw them in chat or whatever, go for it. Otherwise, if they come up, it's all good. So where do we want to start? Let's start with the hiatus. So we're basically on a hiatus for the next couple of months. We might have, we're potentially working with another marathon to have something going on this year, but nothing is sort of officially set as of right now. So we're not really planning on releasing anything up until February, give or take, when we're working with another marathon that I forget the name of, but we'll be doing something around then in terms of February. So the main NASA channel isn't really going to be doing much unless we solidify something with this other marathon, at least for the rest of this year. So, in addition to that, I'm working personally on trying to finish up this last NMO, No Major Opinions, podcast episode that me and Neglaria did with Skyhawk about Dust Force. I've just been swamped at work and doing other shit, so trying to get that done. But NMO is also going on a hiatus, at least until next year, when we might return, probably doing a pretty similar format because that seemed to work out. The only pigeonhole being that I'm the one doing all the editing, so we'll try and figure that out in the future. Um, but yeah, so we wanted to let all of y'all know that that was happening. As far as we still have NASA 2022 planned for Ohio and Cleveland in what is that, June, right? Sometime in June.
I want to say yes. I've been doing school shit, so I haven't really been thinking about NASA or anything. Yes.
Yeah, we've all been pretty busy in general, so you're muted, Dark Fox.
It says 2021 dates at the moment on our website. So I'm not really positive what our current dates are, but June I think is right, just generally as a statement. Uh,
Yeah. So, speaking of our event in 2020, we did sent out a survey. We have the results to show of that survey, which are now up on the screen now. So, disclaimer before we really jump into this is that we
I
don't
can't hear
really.
you.
So, disclaimer before we jump into this report, as far as how this will inform us moving forward, is that obviously we're multiple months away from when our event would even happen in 2022. So there's, this is helpful in terms of like helping us to figure out like what to kind of figure out, but it's not going to be definitive as far as like we're definitely going to have some sort of vaccine mandate or something like that. We haven't decided that yet. But we did ask you all to fill it out, so we did want to share the results as far as what actually happened. So as you can see from the first thing here, if you're actually going to attend NASA or not, fair amount of people reasonably put the middle option of it depends on the circumstances, which totally makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So you can see kind of the breakdown here as far as um, 10 people said like no, they couldn't come no matter what. Five people said like yes, no matter what they'll come. Couple depending on the circumstances. So um, pretty reasonable. We're happy that there's still a fair amount of folks who would come, just depending on the circumstances, because that makes sense. Whether or not people would be traveling international, seems like the majority of people, since we're going to be in the United States again, would not be traveling international. So sorry to our Canadian brethren over there who might need to come over, as well as all the Euros and other folks. But um, yeah, it seems like the majority of folks are in the US. So hopefully their location really works out here.
Also, hopefully, Canada travel is opened up by then because I want to go.
Yeah. It would be helpful if we could get some of our tech across the border.
So next we had asked y'all like what are your thoughts on sort of a vaccine mandate and whether that would mean like being fully vaccinated and showing proof on arrival. A fair amount of people said that vaccine mandates is a must. Here's the breakdown. So 28 people said that vaccine mandate should be a must. 31 said that it was preferable, but it would be okay if we just had everybody have a negative test results like 2 days before they show up to the event or whatever the sort of standard is there. Um, 6 people said it was unnecessary, but would want everyone to have a negative test result. 5 said that it's definitely not needed and won't attend if one's in place. And one said the vaccine is not mandated, but they would get vaccinated in order to attend. So pretty reasonable, I think, as far as where a lot of folks land. Taking into account, of course, that 10 people said they wouldn't come no matter what. So here's a nice pie chart or whatever.
I like pie charts.
Same. So moving on, then we asked folks if there would be any interest in a hybrid event, which means like online and in person. So a whole bunch of people said, in my opinion, very reasonably that yes, but they would still attend in person. I'm personally not too wild about online marathons anymore, so I definitely understand that. Tutbull Soak said that yes, they would want to participate, but they'd rather do it at home than actually attend. Fair enough. I can totally understand the caution as well. No, they would only want to attend in person, and then no, and I would not be interested in participating from home. So a fair amount of people are actually pretty interested in the hybrid event idea. We might need to explore that a bit more.
Yeah. I think it's a decent idea given the circumstances. You know, it makes it easier for you to include people that are maybe higher risk, that maybe even with a vaccine don't feel comfortable,
Plus,
etc.
it would allow Euros to
Yeah.
or people that could otherwise not attend just for because flying, from I don't know, Japan or across the planet would be too expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll look into that. We have like a better SRT setup stuff now for like even with people who have like shitty internet and stuff. So it's pretty promising as far as us being able to put on a quality marathon in that sense. Then we asked folks just to share a couple comments about anything that they were concerned about as far as attending. Focused on the pandemic, but really anything in general. And we had a pretty good amount of a good spread of people sharing general concerns about like people with immunocompromised homes and stuff, people who have like people in their family with serious health conditions that would make getting COVID pretty serious. Couple things asking about it being hybrid. A couple folks concerned about like the venue itself, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, actually, one thing that I just because I've been so focused with school and shit, I just didn't ask the hotel what their policy is. They might have a
That
vaccine
could be a factor here,
Yeah,
because like whatever they have, it's like by default we must have it.
we have to do what they say. Yeah, definitely.
I would imagine. We'll see. Let's find out. I'm not going to say what I would imagine. We'll see what they say. And, that's obviously going to play a factor as well as all of this feedback into our decision-making processes. And we might even, you never know, we might need more information later depending on what we hear or how things change between now and what, 9 months, 11 months, or it's a while away, still. So things can still change. But this is good, valuable info for now.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you to everybody who shared and answered the survey. We really, really appreciate your feedback. And we'll probably look to do another one at some point closer to the event. Again, depending on like what the hotel tells us, what Ohio State is saying, everything like that, where we're at situationally. I mean, if we have to cancel the event for a third year, we'll cancel the event for a third year. Like we'll just, you know.
I mean, if it's the safest option.
So getting into any questions and stuff, so we got the Magic Jesus here asking, are y'all looking at a mixed live, mixed streaming in solution for this upcoming event, or do you tend for it to be live only? So I mean, we're looking into the hybrid event because it seems like there is some interest there.
Yeah.
Right now, the only plans are for it to be live only, like in attendance. But since there's some interest, we can definitely look into it, and we'll announce if there's like that side of it to the event or not. I don't know if y'all have anything to add to that.
I mean, I think it's probably something that we'll be able to do, but I wouldn't, guarantee anything. I think there's enough people interested just on this survey at least that it would make it worth our time to help, especially if you can get people to participate from Europe or like Australia or places like that in the middle of the night where like a lot of the people at the event are asleep. That's pretty cool because, it really helps because it's, a good time for them, you know? Um, but yeah, I
Yeah.
would say probably a thing if we can figure it out, which is likely.
Yeah. And then any difference in terms of expected outcome for the event in terms of hybrid versus live? I mean, not really. I don't think so. There might be some more downtime if there's hybrid folks who we need to set up sort of virtually instead of on site. That could be an interesting.
Could be.
I don't know which would take longer to set up, something in person or something online.
I think
Probably online.
I think that realistically, depending on how well you prep things and such, you could keep it to a minimum affecting setup times. Um, I think as far as things that are expected in terms of hybrid versus live, the other thing I think that could be interesting is with hosts and stuff. Because we started doing charity, uh, and I think that that also makes it a lot easier to fill all of that time for hosting if you don't have to only rely on personalities in person to carry that, because that's a lot.
Oh, they might also be asking about like webcam requirements and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Not really. I mean, I know some people some viewers are like super into cams and will only watch people on cam or whatever, but I mean, we've never had to enforce any of that sort of thing before and haven't really been interested in like forcing people to be on camera for our online events. So, I mean, I don't think we're going in that direction unless
Yeah, I
you
know
two have.
ESA does it, and I think GDQ as
Yeah.
well for
Yeah.
their online stuff. Which is like it's understandable. I don't. I would definitely require commentary. I don't think I'd want to require.
Yeah. You do need to say some stuff at
Yeah.
the very minimum.
I
Shout
think,
outs to Peter Afro.
yeah, cameras are definitely, I would say, optional in general. Um, but encouraged, I think like they're popular, people like them. It's a Twitch thing for a reason, you know. Um, and so if you're comfortable being on camera, go for it. It adds to that feel, of it still almost kind of vaguely feeling like sort of, what you're used to seeing for an on-site marathon or something when you can actually see the person. It at least feels a little bit more close to that, even though it's not, obviously. There's no
Yeah.
crowd, there's no, big empty room or whatever. But still.
Like I guess we could give everyone the same like fake crowd background, and then just like have that like put themselves green screen over it. And it's
That
like
would be
every
pretty
person in the crowd is just like fucking lurk wearing different shirts.
good. Just different lurks.
Just get some generic clapping S effect going.
I think
Have it look like real FMV video quality, like the
That'd be
90s
great.
Sega CD shit.
so in previous town halls there was talk of online community activity during the event. Has there been any development if we choose to go hybrid? I mean, I think that like there's a lot of ideas we have for the in-person event if it ever gets to happen again, where like we have ideas for like cameras that would be like under streams and like, stuff like that you could watch and then maybe we could figure out some way to tie in some like participation with like people that are participating online or something. Um, I think it's an interesting idea. Is it something that I've tried to tie in yet? No, I haven't quite made those connections. I don't think any of us have really gone that far down the rabbit hole on that, but I think that it's doable. We could think about it, but there's you know, infinite ambition and only so much actual time and effort that's able to be put into things. So, um, we'll
Yeah,
see.
like, since its inception, we've wanted a Mafia stream, but
Yeah.
we've yet to do it except for a bonus stream.
Yeah.
Me and Lurk theoretically have the equipment to set up a point of view, like first person Mafia stream from the perspective of the person running the game or whatever, which could be fun. Um, but
So there's been
that all assumes we can make it all work in on site and we can get it. There's a lot of moving parts to ideas like that.
well, there's two developments that I think would maybe fit into that like community activities thing is like so we did get marbles working better like last whatever our last online marathon event was um like it actually happened like the host controlled it and like multiple hosts controlled it shout outs to Rod G for having the computer set up for that and everything um
Hell yeah.
so we can definitely do that again and I think we are planning to do more marbles on site with the people who are hosting having like their own computer that is also like their hosting station. It's able to marbles is not like I guess like it's somewhat demanding. I don't know. We're still figuring out the exact hardware for that, but um, so at least we'll have marbles. And then Naglaria mentioned the Mafia stream. There's this camera. It's called the Owl, and it's like this multimedia like 360 camera and it can like it picks up like who is speaking and like focuses on them while also having like a 360 view so that you're able to see like everybody sitting around like a like a desk or something like that. It retails for like $1,000. So we've been trying to find one on eBay. Me and Dark Aries have been trying to like locate one on the cheap for like way less than $1,000 because I don't really have a use for it outside of Mafia streams at NASA, so like a one time a year use case. But still, it would be pretty sick if we could do that. Um, and then there's this other thing called the Insta360. It's like this like GoPro looking camera thing, and it comes with like this like pole arm, but then it can like digitally remove the pole arm from the shots that it's taking. So you look like you're just holding this like invisible nothingness as you're like get the POV shot. So that could be like a potential thing of like looking down at like everybody playing Mafia potentially. And that thing retails for like 350. So it's a little bit more reasonable. But it might be like Wi-Fi only, so like no HDMI output, which would be a little weird. And how do we like get that into our capture chain and but yeah, it's work in progress as far as getting
Yeah.
that to be a more realistic thing. So
So another thing I just thought of was having like an IRL marbles or like Hot Wheels race thing. Like you give each person their assigned marble and they can like sign their name on it, or it's like if you subscribe, we'll give you like your own like Hot Wheels car. We'll put your name on it. We have like a big goofy track set up.
that could be
That
great.
could be fun.
Yeah, I'm with it. We have to figure out we have to see if there's some sort of like marble track kit we can order where we can build some ridiculous thing around the stream room for people to race marbles or like little cars or something on. That could be a lot of fun.
I don't know, like I like go all out. I think just having a very low tech, like low budget
Oh,
gorilla
I didn't
setup
say
would
it
be
had to be
better.
high tech.
Yeah, we only have so much space in the one room or whatever that we're gonna have,
You can go
so
all
we have to think
around.
about where that's gonna be.
I guess you could go like along a wall.
Yeah, that was what I
Yeah,
meant.
yeah.
That was actually literally what I meant. And you can go
We'd
like
have to
down a
like
wall.
section that off. It'd have to be like near like a staff area or something.
You can have
Whole
like
bunch of
a
GoPros.
Or just have like someone wear a GoPro, they walk along and commentate.
Yeah, yeah. Get a gimbal. Looks all like it's floating and shit.
if you run the GoPros that they're like super high. I have an 8. I don't remember what its highest like frame rate is, but you can have like the slow motion replays.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. See, there's a lot you could theoretically do. So we'll see. We'll try. We'll do some fun stuff if we can manage it.
Yeah. A lot of our ideas and creativity is more focused in person. And
Yeah.
it really always has been, um but yeah, so we're working on it though. Because in addition to like the normal marathon stuff, we're going to be doing more of the charity things. So we'll have like the hosts and more of like a intermission time when we'll run like marbles, but also other things.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we've always talked about, and I know, I think we've even talked about it on town hall before, is the idea of having like when we have the hosts that are on site, we can have them like actually like showing off stuff and like doing things. Like if you can win a prize by donating, they can show off the prize and they can do, like things like the GDQ and ESA hosts all do. We can try and, do something, you know,
Like one of
interactive.
those tilt labyrinth puzzles where you put a ball on it and tilt it around. Have a setup for that. Would be another in between.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if we could do 2022. Hopefully it's going to happen.
Also, another thing, if anyone knows how to make like a face rig thing, I wanted to have like a Nando face rig VTuber thing set up. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about 3D modeling or face rig stuff.
Yeah, any live 2D artists or Blender people or whatever. That'd be pretty cool. It's just a purple ape.
Isn't it
It's not
pink?
the most, huh? Oh, it
Pink.
might be pink. You're right. You're right. Purplish. Yeah. It's got. Yeah.
Dude, you don't know Nando?
It's been so long. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when was the last time you saw Nando in person?
Oh,
Well,
even longer.
in person a while longer, but on stream it was at Billathon.
Oh, fair enough.
Jas brought it.
When do you think submissions will go for 2022? Um, not for a while. March.
Submissions would open for 2022, like a few months before the event. Like
March maybe. Yeah.
we're not even sure if it's going to happen yet. Like ideally it
Yeah.
will. Platform would be like anything we can capture and stream we would do, which would be like preferably if like if you have like a console that's RF only. We have captured one of those ones, Atari, for the Dragster. That's more of a pain though. Preferably, uh, you know, HDMI would be ideal, or the
I think it
HDMI
means like
modules are called.
speedrun.com or Onegas or one of those like submitting websites, right?
And if you have something that's like Wonder Swan, it's like I guess you could emulate it because fuck, we're not capturing that shit.
Yeah, we probably use like um oh, it's called like Owangus. I pronounced it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Maybe usually our dude Crazy Guys will do the scheduling because he's good at spreadsheets because he works at Google or whatever. Um so uh, he liked speedrun.com for what I forget what the reasoning was like he's just used to it or something, but I know that they just released like a new version of Oangus. So
so
maybe it's better now.
I've used Oangus tangentially through Speed Souls organizing and stuff. Um and generally speaking, my understanding is that it's probably the way to go going forward because, well, I mean, like if we tell them to do something or we need something, they'll actually probably just do it as opposed to speedrun.com, which at this point, I mean, well, I don't think I really need to even get into that. Everyone kind of knows how that is. Um, so
A little haphazard over at speedrun.com, but
a little bit.
we'll see what they do. But yeah, So I don't know. Typically, we just let crazy guys figure it out, but
Yeah.
I imagine we'll go with Oangus. For
There's
the
some
reason
cool
Star
stuff
Fox
with it.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, like it can you can have it like join your server in Discord so it can verify that the people on your schedule or that are, you're accepting runs from are joining your Discord and stuff. And like it can link their contact info in so you can reach out to them. It's helpful for stuff like that when it comes to organizing an event. And like I said, being able to talk to I have a direct like line, like actually multiple of us can basically get through to the people that run Oangus in different forms, pretty easily if something's like completely broken or something, you know.
Yeah.
Um
All right. Unless anybody has any other announcements they can think of or questions that anybody in chat has,
I
I think we
have
will wrap it there. But yeah, go
I
ahead.
have an announcement. Which is people like since we're on a hiatus and whatever, go check out the Speed Souls charity marathon in a couple of weekends that I organize because Speed Souls is like my other thing that I do, and it's gonna be pretty popping off this year. There's a bunch of stuff that we're gonna have, all kinds of prizes and stuff that you're gonna probably want. They're very desirable items, let me tell you. Uh, and it's all for a good cause. Same charity that NASA's for, Save the Children. So your money's all going to the same cause, supporting the same people. And it's Dark Souls plus. I think this year it's an extra day, so it's 4 days, and it's about 40% not Dark Souls. So you get mostly Dark Souls plus a bunch of other action games and stuff like that. So yeah, go check that out. Share it, etc. That's my thing. Any other questions from chat?
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be uploading this to YouTube as well, I imagine, just as like a update sort of video and stuff like that. But if you do need to get in touch, hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on our Discord, go to our website, nasamarathon.com, and we'll have more updates in February probably before February, probably January, when we'll announce stuff for the marathon happening in February. And then even before then, if things work out for, I think it was trying to aim for like December, this one that we're tentatively working with. But yeah, we'll drop updates when we have them. But thanks. Take care, everybody.